What's going on, guys? Kai here. SnakeBerry's been released on Global and KR, with Southeast Asia it showing up in the book. I'm gonna check out the abilities, test it, see if she's worth summoning on. Let's get into it. Alright, guys, those were my summons. I got a couple of her, as you saw. I'm going to walk you through the abilities one more time. I know I did a first impressions the other day, but I'm going to go pretty quickly through the abilities and then go over to my testing and show you what we're looking at over there. So basic, doesn't do anything special. Stats, she has a 660 crit, which is the highest crit in the game. So if you're doing a crit build, she's really, really good. Really high HP defense and average attack. Passive, whenever switching, the next Flower Fairy does 5% up to 40% more damage with a 30-second cooldown. And then the ability does damage ahead of you, increases your pierce by 10%, lowers their attack by 10% for every one hit, increases your damage increase and damage reduction by 5%, up to 5 targets for 6 seconds. At 5, it's instead of 5%, 7.5%, so it's still capping at 5 targets. And then down here also gives the passive effect to herself. So it would be her and one other fairy. Now let's jump over to the testing. Alright, guys, so I'm going to be testing a lot of things here. I'm going to be testing the basic attack. I'm going to be testing the skill speed. I'm going to be testing the increase of damage, see how much it actually looks like, and then talk to you about some other testing I've heard from higher players. With myself, I obviously don't. I've told you guys a couple times I spend $100 a paycheck. That's my limit. And there's some people that will max her out day one. So I've talked to people who have already maxed her out, done testing with her maxed out, and then voice what I have been told with that testing. So let's check it out. Boom. Basic attack. You will see, compared with Milim, slightly faster, but the missile speed, the speed of the basic, is about the same, and it's also a lot smaller, harder to see. Her ability, the same range as a Natsu ability, but it appears to be slightly faster than Natsu. Still like mid-tier speed on the ability speed, but a little bit faster than Natsu. But the if you're used to using Natsu, the area of effect looks about the same. Then we're waiting on the cooldown. Something I show, I believe, in the next clip is the berry. Yeah, here we go. Berry mix gives you that boost. You hold on to that boost for 30 seconds or until you use a fairy skill. And it's either swapping to her or swapping from her. Most fairies care that you swap to them, to their team. She does not. You can be on her team and swap to something else, or you can be from something else and swap to her team. Does not matter. And then you get the juice effect, which you hold on to, as I said, for 30 seconds. Normally these type of effects you hold on to that buff for 6 seconds. So this is a pretty massive holding on to. That means that someone tries to stun you, lock you out of using an ability, they can't just CC you out of getting your berry effect. And that will be important when we go to the other testing. All right. Oh, and this is the rest of this we can go past. All right, 30 seconds here, showing what the abilities look like against each other. Take her off. Showing basic into ability speed. Boom. And the next one. You see that long charge up, but the missile speed is about the same as we're used to. Now, as far as the buff is working correctly from what I can see. Calculating numbers. I did her and Milim, which is kind of tough doing it that way because Milim also gives fairy skill bonus. But she looks on paper from just all the testing, she's going to be a monstrous PvE fairy. Now, there is a combo going around right now with maxed out SnakeBerries that is able to one-shot any player in the game. Even super tank players. And this combo is using a setup fairy, either Milim herself or Butterfly Orchid, which will stop them from moving so you can hit your next skills. I prefer Milim because that is adding a little bit extra damage to the rest of the combo. And then you swap. Now you have the berry passive activate, while also her skill itself getting that bonus. And then you hit the opponent with SnakeBerry and Urza and 100 to 0. A lot of damage. Now, at higher tier play, people are going to have a lot of ways out of that lockdown. We're going to have things like Strength of Nature. We're going to have things like Dragon Roar. We're going to have things like the Cat Pet. We're going to have things like Ninja Tool to get out of cannot move effects. But if you hit them with 1, 2, 3, they're dead. Let me know what you guys think about SnakeBerry down below. Till next time, guys.